Hey everyone, and welcome. So, today we are tackling something that's a part of pretty much all of our daily lives, social media. But we're not just going to talk about scrolling through feeds. We're going to ask a way bigger question. How do we sift through all that noise online to actually make a real, positive impact? Let's dive in.
And I want to kick things off with this question for you to think about. Can a simple like actually lead to a better life? I know, it sounds a little silly, right? But what if the way we share and comment and connect online actually has the power to build healthier habits and even a more sustainable world? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
All right, first up, let's talk about the incredible promise of social media. Because before we get into all the problems, and trust me, we will, it's so important to remember that these platforms were, at their core, meant to be powerful tools for good.
And you know, the research on this is really clear. When we use them thoughtfully, platforms like Facebook or Instagram or even LinkedIn, they can be these incredible engines for positive change. They're not just for killing time. They can be for actually building something better.
And the potential uses are just massive. I mean, think about it. We're seeing everything from e-coaching to help people live healthier, to patient networks where people can share vital info about their health. They're being used to drive huge sustainability projects, help companies grow, and even push universities to meet their green goals. And it's even helping to advance critical research, like in cancer care. The potential is absolutely staggering.
So, what's the secret sauce here? Why is it so effective? Well, it's all about accessibility. It works because it's pretty cheap to use, it's designed to be super user-friendly, and, this is the big one, it gives us that real-time interaction, that instant feedback. That makes it the perfect way to get valuable knowledge out there fast.
But, and you knew there was a but coming, it's a really big one. We all know it's not that simple. For all that amazing promise, there's a flip side to this constant fire hose of information. So, let's talk about the overload problem.
This slide, wow, it really nails that double-edged sword, doesn't it? The promise is knowledge right at your fingertips, but the reality is often just a flood of useless junk. The idea of global connection is amazing, but it leads to real social media fatigue. And that beautiful dream of hearing diverse perspectives, yeah, that often just turns into angry, conflicting arguments and info with zero integrity. Sound familiar?
And look, this isn't just a hunch we all have. The research backs it up. This quote really hits the nail on the head. It's the sheer amount of stuff being thrown at us, plus the constant conflict, that leads to that feeling of burnout. You know, when you just have to put your phone down.
So, what it all boils down to are these very specific challenges. We're dealing with a tidal wave of information, and a lot of it isn't clear at all. Then you've got serious ethical worries, this desperate need for information to actually be accurate, and, let's be honest, a lot of skepticism about anything that feels like an ad. It all just adds to the distraction.
Which brings us to the most important question of all, right? We see the amazing potential, and we definitely feel the problems every day. So, how do we actually cut through all that noise to find and, more importantly, to create real, honest-to-goodness value?
Well, luckily, the research doesn't just point out what's wrong. It actually gives us a solution. Let's dig into this blueprint it offers for quality knowledge sharing that really any of us can start using today.
Okay, here it is. It's a pretty straightforward three-part game plan. Number one, we have to prioritize content credibility. That means sharing stuff that's reliable, accurate, and from a good source. That part is non-negotiable. Number two, we need to engage in two-way communication. Turn it into a real dialogue, not just a lecture. And finally, number three, seek out 360-degree perspectives. That's how we make the information truly useful and complete.
Let's just zoom in on that second point for a sec, because it is so crucial. Effective two-way communication means we stop being just passive sponges for information. It's about creating a real conversation, an active back and forth where people's feedback and questions actually matter. That's how we get clarity, that's how we build real understanding.
And this chart shows us exactly how to build that trust we're all looking for. So, what has the highest impact? Transparency, knowing where the information comes from. Right up there with it is ethical use, sharing original content, not just mindlessly reposting. And then, encouraging active feedback and discussion seals the deal. These are the three pillars of building confidence online.
So we've got the blueprint. We know what to do. But who's going to build it? Well, this is where it all comes back home. Because the power to make this change, it's really in your hands.
You know, this might be the most powerful takeaway from the entire study. Before we can fix our digital world, we kind of have to start with ourselves. Using social media responsibly isn't just about new platform rules or fancy algorithms. It all begins with our own conscious choices and our own self-awareness.
So what does that actually look like? Well, check this out. When you make the choice to actively filter your content, you end up finding what's actually useful for you. When you share your real expertise, you add credibility for everybody else. When you jump into discussions, you help create that clarity we talked about. And when you prioritize originality, you help build a more trustworthy space for all of us. Every single one of your actions has a direct, positive ripple effect.
Now, you're a huge piece of this puzzle for sure, but the good news is you're not in it alone. Creating a healthier online world is a shared responsibility. It also involves educators, HR people in companies, professionals out in the field, and yeah, even policymakers. We all have a part to play in this.
And let's not lose sight of the big picture here. This isn't just about making your feed a little less annoying. The ultimate goal is to consciously transform these incredibly powerful platforms from simple tools of distraction into genuine drivers for a more sustainable and healthier world.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this one last crucial question. The next time you're about to post something or share or even just leave a comment, just take a second and ask yourself, what kind of knowledge will you choose to share? Because your answer might just change more than you think. Thanks for tuning in.